Hits 96, we are Chattanooga's #1 hit music station. Gino D here with you, and right now joining me on the phone line, if you've been following the entertainment news and the streams when it comes to entertainment, especially when it comes to Disney Plus and Pixar, then you know all about their newest adventure, Turning Red. It is a huge streaming success. And joining me right now, one of the stars of Turning Red. He's actually the voice of Tae Young of Four Town, and if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. I'd like to welcome Grayson Villanueva. How are you, Grayson?
Hey, what's up, Gino? Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited. Yeah. I mean, so much has been happening around the music, and just excited to chat.
It's pretty amazing, actually. It really is. I know the music. Obviously, Finneas and Billie Eilish wrote some of the songs for Four Town, of course, and the songs for the movie, and it really is. It's just a streaming giant right now. Everybody's running to Disney Plus to check it out. In fact, we're going to play the song "Nobody Like You," which seems to be, I guess, the single, if you will, when it comes to the movie Turning Red. We'll be playing that shortly for everyone to enjoy. But before we get into that even deeper, Grayson, I thought we'd talk about your beginnings a little bit. How did you get into acting? How did you get into singing? Tell us a little bit about your background.
Sure, yeah. I come from the a cappella world. Lots of vocal harmony stuff, beatboxing. And yeah, that's kind of where I came from. And I heard about the audition for Turning Red through a vocal contractor who was just basically saying, hey, they're looking for boy band voices, and I thought you'd be good for it. So then I submitted, and 3 months later, I got a call saying, hey, Disney's going to give you a call. And, Tom McDougal from Pixar was just we're putting this boy band together for this movie called Turning Red, and we want you to be a part of it. And, yeah, that's kind of been the experience so far.
Now, was that ever in your in your possible future? Have you ever had a dream of, you know what, it'd be really cool to be part of a boy band? I mean, this is probably as close as you'll get to that, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, the boy band, boy bands are just so cool. I grew up listening to boy bands and, admiring, NSYNC and Backstreet Boys and, to be a part of it and also to be a part of, the Pixar universe is just, the cherry on top.
No, absolutely. Yeah, if you're going to get into it, might as well be with Disney Plus and Pixar. Yeah, no doubt about that. And I know that Finneas and Billie Eilish, as I mentioned earlier, are the ones that penned the soundtrack and for the songs for Four Town. And they said exactly that. It's kind of paying homage to the Backstreet Boys, 98 Degrees, NSYNC, that whole world that was early 2000s for us, especially in the realm of pop music.
Oh, yeah. And Billie and Finneas definitely nailed, that sound, but with, this modern twist that they're so good at, and yeah, just super stoked to be a part of bringing that music to life.
For those people that may not have seen it yet, and shame on them because it's everywhere. I mean, it's very, very popular. But just in case there is somebody listening, tell us a little bit about the story of Turning Red, and then of course, kind of how you guys and your band, if you will, come into play.
Sure, yeah. So Turning Red is a coming of age story. The main character is Maylin, and kind of highlights her growing up and her relationship with her mom, and how she, on one hand, wants to be the good little May and follow her, kind of in her mom's footsteps and be the good little girl, and at the same time is going through changes. She's going through puberty and realizing that she likes boys and she likes this boy band called Four Town, the biggest boy band in the Pixar universe. And, she's trying to find her identity, and that is kind of represented by her giant red panda. So whenever she gets emotional, she turns into this giant red panda, whether it's, angry or, really excited, that panda just comes out. And so, yeah, it's just a fun story about, again, coming of age and being able to see that play out with the boy band and the music, and it's just really a very nice, heartwarming story.
Absolutely. No, it really is. It's a nice, kind of clever approach to the coming-of-age tale, and everybody's really enjoying it. And when it comes to your character, you play Tae Young, who is the youngest member of Four Town. What was that like for you? What has that experience been like?
Yeah, it was so interesting. There was just when we first got into the studio, we were, even before getting into the studio, we had, gotten the music maybe a couple of weeks before to take a listen. And Billie is singing all the vocals on the demos. only a handful of people have been able to hear that, and it's just so interesting to hear. And like, when we finally got into the booth together, it was kind of surreal because, we're coming out of a quarantined pandemic, and, singing was kind of one of the first things to go, and to be able to be in the studio with everyone safely was just such a blessing. And like being able to do it and make this music was just like magic. So, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I was going to ask you if you had the experience to go into the studios. I know with the way technology is nowadays, it necessarily doesn't have to happen, but I was going to ask you if they went about it that way. So you did get to meet up with the members of the group and kind of act as a band in a sense.
Yeah, we did. We got to actually sing together. So we had our own individual vocal booths with like windows, and we were like right across from each other so we could see each other. And it was such a great way to be able to, kind of like nail down our group sound together.
Yeah.
And I feel like, that's like so essential, especially for boy band stuff. It would have been so hard to do that virtually, but I'm so glad that we were able to make it happen in person and, be able to get that group chemistry going.
Excellent. Yes. And of course, the other members of the group being Finneas, Jordan Fisher, Josh Levi, Topher. I mean, you guys were just really did come together as a boy band should, and have that and have that chemistry, which is just fascinating. And what's so cool, and I think what fans are really taking to is that you even mentioned it, saying Four Town being the biggest boy band in the Pixar universe, but there's an official website. There's official social media profiles. I've heard maybe some rumors that there may even in some near future be some type of spin-off maybe about just Four Town.
I mean, I don't know. We'll see, right? We'll just, keep our eyes and ears open and see what happens.
Oh, I can assume you'd be down if it was going to go.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Right. I mean, why not? Well, thank you so much for the time, Grayson. We will be all going on to Disney Plus to check out Pixar's Turning Red. If we haven't seen it yet, we definitely need to. And as I mentioned, we're going to be playing Nobody Like You shortly, and everybody will be able to enjoy that on Hits 96. Congratulations on all the success. Thank you for the time, and we'll talk to you next time.
Thank you, Gino.